One of the things that I've learned over the years is that many people give themselves too many choices, and having too many choices stalls us from actually making the decision that we need to make, taking the action that we need to take. And it prolongs the problems that we're facing. It prolongs and extends how long it takes us to achieve the goals or the results or the outcomes that we want to achieve, because we allow ourselves to feel like we have too many choices. And I said, we allow ourselves to feel like we have so many choices. And this is something that I've realized that I've seen things differently in this light. But over the years, I've come to actually have some better contextual understanding of why this works. And basically, what I mean by that is that throughout my life, I have never liked choices. I don't like menus that have a bunch of choices. And I've never, even as a kid looking back, I just wanted the streamlined answer. Not for someone just to tell me the answer to something, but to have to choose between things that don't really matter, or to choose between something that is not actually going to lead us to where we need to go, has always bothered me. It's rubbed me the wrong way of looking at a situation of, hey, we need to get this done. Okay, so how do you want to do it? And you have three different options to get this thing done, but two of them, one of those two ways is the longer way. One of the other ways is a shortcut that doesn't get as good quality results. And there's only one way to get it done the right way, right? That gets the highest quality results. And I've always been someone that's like, hey, I want quality over quantity. I want to get the highest quality results. And so, and when you commit to actually, and as a person, I think that the highest quality result is us fulfilling our purpose in our life. Like when we get to the end of this journey that we're on here on earth, that we actually have fulfilled our purpose. Like what if we're not doing that, what are we doing? What are we doing? If we're not actively making this world a better place, if we're not actively serving others, what are we doing? What are we really doing? And so it streamlines the decisions that we make. It doesn't make it easier. It can kind of make it easier, but it still means that you get faced with difficult situations, difficult conversations, difficult decisions, uncomfortable seasons of life. And we realize that it's not necessarily about, I mean, it's not about how much we gain or achieve or have, in accolades or finances or all of these things that we accumulate, but rather how do we use those things to go serve others? How do we use the skills and the talents that God blessed us with to go serve others? How do we use the time that we have to go serve others? And we might be in a season of life where I have to use my time to develop my skills to a better level so that I can be more useful, right? That's still working on ourselves so that we can go serve others. And so we have to streamline, and this is just my opinion on this, streamline those decisions, because everything that we need to do in life starts with making critical decisions. And I have been getting a lot of questions, and I don't say that like for an engagement tag. Like I have genuinely had quite a few people comment on videos, send me messages, reach out to me, and ask questions about what we have going on. And we have been in a transition for a number of years with the business. And I've gotten to the point now where I'm so all in on the direction that we're going that I just want to put this out there. I want to make this known to you guys so that you know what to expect, because I value your time. I value your attention, your support. I value those that we're blessed to actually work with, whether, in the capacities that we have through the, whether it's the membership or coaching program or clinics or whatever it is, right? But I want to be clear with you that the changes that we have made are not necessarily changes that we feel like we have a choice in. We do have a choice. We have free choice. We have free will. We can do whatever we really want to do, but then when you know what you're supposed to be doing, that becomes the only choice, right? And my career to this point has had multiple seasons. And I always believe that each chapter leads to the next chapter. And it's never like one thing's just over, but it continues to grow. And many of y'all have been with us in this season of where just solely horsemanship, right? Solely focused on developing horsemanship videos, podcasts, our training program, our clinics, our ranch retreats. You guys have been with us where we've been solely focused really on helping you develop your horsemanship. But even before that, before we started helping people, the whole focus before, and you guys wouldn't have known we existed because I wasn't doing all the social media stuff, was focused on helping horses. And the season before that was just me working on myself. And you wouldn't have known I existed at that point, other than like the 5 people, right? And so I've gone through these different seasons of just working on myself, just helping horses. And I was sitting on this dun filly. She was a 5-year-old quarter horse dun filly in this arena. It was the very first facility that I ever had the opportunity to lease. And I was trying to find the words for what is this journey that I'm on? Like, how do I explain to people what I'm doing? Right? Like when people are like, hey, what do you do? Why do you do what you do? What is the guiding force? What is the crosshairs at the center that keeps me aligned so that way I know I'm making the right decisions, I'm taking the right actions that I need to be taking to stay on the path. And I firmly believe it was God that shared this with me. And in the words, educating horses and people with a lifetime in mind. And if those of you guys that have followed us, if you've ever been to our website, if you've seen any type of promo material, or sometimes I'll intertwine this into videos, into educational posts, those types of things, is that at the core of everything we've done, and that was back in 2017, and it might have been 2016, when those words came to mind, was educating horses and people with a lifetime in mind. And everything that we have done has been in alignment with that, of trying to help horses and help people in a way that sets them up for success for the rest of their life. And over the years, as our business has become more successful, it started with people that were close to us, fellow professionals, asking us, hey, how are you doing this? What are you doing? Can you help me in my business? Because many professionals are really, really, really good at their craft, but they struggle on the horse side of things, or they struggle on the business side of things. And I love the business side of things. I grew up in a family of entrepreneurs. I grew up in a family that built multiple businesses throughout my childhood. And while no one ever really necessarily sat me down and said, Colton, this is how we build a business, the family dinner conversations being taken from school back to the office, the car ride conversations, the fact of seeing my dad after eating dinner get back on his computer and have meetings and being able to overhear those conversations. And I've always been someone throughout my childhood that I never really related to my fellow friends. And especially like we lived overseas, we lived in mainland China for 2 years. And especially when I came back in 8th grade from that, I really, because I had been around students from all over the world and I had been in different business type environments, like I really kind of outgrew the friend group that I had before I left. And, you know, even when I was at friends' houses, I would spend time hanging out with the parents. The parents were upstairs talking about businesses, and a lot of them owned businesses or had high-level jobs. And I enjoyed just being that was probably annoying. They're like, why does this kid keep hanging around up here? But I enjoyed being around them, and always enjoyed being around people that were older than me, because like, while my friends were downstairs playing ping pong and stupid games and licking whipped cream off of each other for some stupid dare or something ridiculous. Like, I always thought I was childish. I was like, there's people here that I can learn from, and that's been my mentality. Is to go learn from those people, and so as these fellow professionals have asked us over the years to help them, it turned into us having a mentorship program. And we started mentoring horse trainers. Then we started mentoring all different types of business owners, from clinicians and farriers to body workers to boarding facilities to lesson programs. Like, you name it, we've helped people all across the board in the horse industry. And because my wife her background is web design, graphic design, branding, and we learned how to build really, really critical systems in our business, because I went through all the troubles in my horse business I was like, I don't have time to do all this stuff. I got to figure out a way to systematize and automate this stuff so that I can focus on what I need to do, right? And my wife had the rule for me: if it doesn't take your face and your voice, we need to find a way to get it done with high quality results and consistently, but not it hemorrhaging your time. And I've realized that if I really am serious about the mission of educating horses and people with a lifetime in mind, that I've got to find ways to optimize my day-to-day life so that I focus on the things that take my face, my voice, my skills, my talents, the things that I need to be present for. And that's time with my kids, that's time with my wife, that's time with my students, it's time with my horses, right? And it means that there's a lot of other responsibilities that have to be taken care of that don't necessarily need my time. I need to find other ways to go about doing it. And sometimes you go through seasons. You guys will see, like, the grass behind me is a little bit long here right now. And we're thankful we're in North Texas and there's been quite a bit of rain. But one of the reasons that the grass is long right now is because my mower broke. And I spent a couple hours trying to fix it, and I keep running into troubles. And so I've had to be patient. I'm waiting for a guy to come out here and service the mower and get it up and running. And people will be like, oh, well, why don't you just fix it yourself and spend more time? And it's like, well, the thing is that I'm going to spend a lot of time trying to fix it because I've already spent multiple hours trying to fix it. And I've gotten close, and then it breaks. I've gotten close and it breaks. And I'm like, you know what? I need to focus on the things that take my face, my voice, my skills, my talent. And the guy that fixes the machinery, he can do it really fast because he's good at it. And that's partly connected to his purpose, right? And he can do it much better and much higher quality, and his results are going to last a lot longer. And all the things that, like, it's the same with me training horses, right? Is that some people will hire me to train a horse because I can do it faster, I can do it more efficiently, I can do it with higher quality, maybe than they can, but that's part of my purpose, right? And so not allowing these small things to hold us back and being willing to say, hey, the grass is going to get a little long until he can get out here, right? He's got a family, he's got a 9-to-5 job, and he'll get it taken care of, right? I can look past the grass for a little bit, and it'll be okay. We'll get it mowed, right? And so within our business, we've some of you guys have known that we've gone and we then built, as we've been mentoring professionals, we've built a platform called Horse Business Manager, and we've been able to take the systems and the processes that we use to, as we would say, to help us build our business, grow our business, and even scale our business. We've been able to put those within Horse Business Manager, and we've done that so that more professionals can get access to those exact systems. Because again, and at the core of this, I realized, like, I love riding my horses. I love teaching clinics. I love breeding horses. I love watching my girls learn to ride. I love spending time doing that. But in the mission of educating horses and people with a lifetime in mind, I realized I had a mentor that challenged me. He goes, you can help a lot of professionals. You've already done it, and you have more people that want your help, but you're not going all in on it. And he really pushed me on the thought process of this. I had to make my own decision. And I was really uncomfortable with it because, one, I enjoyed my time with my horses. I enjoyed my time with my students. That's what I want. That's like my fleshly desire of what I want to be doing. But then I had to come to terms with the fact that I did feel that internal pull from a purpose standpoint. and to the point to where it became so overbearing that I couldn't ignore it anymore. Right? I resisted this. I resisted it for well more than a year before we actually started taking action on it. And then I had to ask myself, Colton, if you're actually serious about that mission, you realize that if you can help these professionals get their businesses running better, if you can help them in that way, the better that their business runs, the more financially free they are, the more time they have freed up, the less stress they have, the more organized they are, the more that they have the mental, the physical, the emotional, the financial means to serve their clients, to serve their students, to serve their horses, to serve their families, to serve their communities at a much higher level. Because many of us as horse professionals got in this because we love it. We have a passion for the craft. We have a passion for the horses. We have a passion, some of us even for the people, right? And it's the business that oftentimes creates the stress and the anxiety, because many horse people, frankly honest, they don't come into it being business people first. They came into it as an artist and following the thing that they love to be doing. But in order for us to sustain people, or to sustainably serve people and serve our horses, we have to learn how to run a profitable and sustainable business. And so I really got challenged mentally to go, if you're serious about the mission of educating horses and people with a lifetime in mind, then you've got to make the decision, are you going to step up and help these professionals in their business, which is what you're called to do, which is where you can make the biggest difference. Because if you help 10 professionals, 100 professionals, 1,000 professionals, the number of people and then the number of horses that they will touch, that they will positively impact, will be far greater than the number of horses and people that you could reach alone. And to me, I was like, either I'm going to talk about it or I'm going to be about it, as a Kobe Bryant would say. And we made the decision when we moved from Kentucky to Texas to go all in on building Horse Business Manager and even building the community of horse business builders. And we've had to take this in phases. Nothing happens as fast as I would like it to. And so we've recently launched the Horse Business Builders community, and we've really been working on the systems to better serve professionals at a scalable way. And we have those things in place. And so our vast majority of our focus is on serving professionals in their business now. That is where our focus is at, is building and making Horse Business Manager a better platform. Every single week, we're working at making it a better platform. We're working on adding resources and having the calls and the resources available and the events that we'll be hosting to support horse professionals. Because the changes that all of us want to see and need to see in the horse industry, I believe starts with us as professionals, because we are the leaders in the industry that people look to. And there are things in this industry that need to be addressed, that need to be changed, that need to be improved, things that need to be eliminated. And I believe that starts with us as professionals. But in order for us to be able to make the changes that we want and need to see in the industry, we first have to get our own house in order. We got to get our own business working to where it's profitable, to where it's sustainable, and it's focused on serving those that we're meant to be serving. And our business is a vehicle to build the life that we want to have, but also to serve those that we're called to go serve. And so as we move forward, I'll continue doing horsemanship content, right? I will continue having these conversations. We're doing some cool stuff with our CAVI community, which is our horsemanship community. We've got some things there that we are working on improving and scaling, and we're going to be adding to that. And we're all in focused on Horse Business Manager and Horse Business Builders, because together we rise. As professionals, the better our business gets, the better that we can serve each other. We can serve those we're called to serve, but we can make this industry a better place. And we can make this industry a better place in the coming months, in the coming years, but also for the next generation that's coming up behind us. And so I just want to be transparent for anybody who cares, because I've gotten the comments of like, I hope you keep doing this. I've noticed your content's going this direction. And we're keeping the option open for horsemanship clinics next year, right? We're going to be updating the information. We're going to, if somebody wants to host a horsemanship clinic, or if somebody wants to have me come in and do a consult, I've gone into equine rehab facilities. I've gone into lesson programs, boarding facilities, training facilities, and people have hired me to come in and either train the staff or do business consults on the business operations. We're going to be opening up those types of opportunities as well, to have me do those types of consults. We'll do virtual consults and business consults and those sorts of things. But my focus is I want to be able to continue providing you guys with high quality horsemanship information that can help you build the skills, build the partnership in a very practical way. We're going to continue doing that. Why? Because I love doing that. But I also realize that over time we can only do so many things well. We only have so much time. And oftentimes when we feel like we have too many choices and we have to choose between doing the horsemanship and doing the horsemanship education videos and training horses and teaching clinics and building the software business and building this horsemanship, this horse business builders community, and then all these other things, versus oftentimes we have to look at what a decision really means. And if you break down the Latin root of decision means to cut, and means away. And oftentimes we have to learn what to cut away, what to cut back on, what to not do so that we can focus on what we're called to do. And so I've been in this process for months and years at this point in going this direction of serving professionals. I've gone through the imposter syndrome. I've gone through feeling like I don't know enough. I've gone through, oh my gosh, we haven't helped enough people. But that at some point you have to be honest, and we have built multiple 6 and 7 figure horse businesses. We have helped others do the same. We have helped people. We've had people that have been able to save their marriages, to go from being broke and burnt out to building a business that they love and that they've dreamed of. We've had people that have been able to cash flow adoptions and to be able to, give back to their parents or give back to their community. Like there's so many incredible things, from the people being able to spend more time with their kids or more time with their spouse or go on a vacation, to do the things that really matter in life and to do it while doing something that they love to do. And that is I don't find anything more amazing than that. And I want my daughters, and if God blesses me with a son at some point, to grow up in an industry where if they decide that they want to be a part of it, or if anybody's kid wants to be a part of the horse industry, that they can see that there's a bright future. There's a way to be successful to where you don't have to be broke and burnt out, but rather you can commit yourself to becoming the best you can possibly be. You can commit yourself to serving others at a high level, and you can do that in a profitable and sustainable way that allows you to continue doing this for years and decades to come while still doing what you love and making a good living doing it, so that way you have the time freedom, the financial freedom, you have the mental, the physical, the emotional, the financial bandwidth to be able to operate at your best so that you can give your best to those that you're called to serve. And so I don't find, for me and my purpose and where I'm at in my journey and where we're at with our family, that is the thing that we're called to do. That is where our focus is on. And so we've kind of, I'm so far deep into it at this point that I can just tell you this is the direction we're going. This is the confidence that you can have. We'll still support you on the horsemanship. You can send me questions. You can join the Cavvy community. You can ask the horsemanship stuff. I'm not abandoning. I'm not stopping doing that. But there's a shift in focus, and it's not even at this point. It's not a shift in focus. We've had this focus has been like this for months, for well more than a year. It's been like this already. I'm just now telling you guys about it, right? And many of you have felt the shift, felt the difference, seen the difference. And I just share this to, I guess, per se, turn the page, turn the chapter, to tell you I want to be transparent. You guys are the community that has helped us get this far, and I want to continue serving you. I want to continue helping you. And this is the way that we're doing it. This is the way we're called to do it. And many of you guys might go, well, none of that's for me, and thanks for that, and we'll move on. And I respect that. And other folks might find this and go, hey, maybe you can help me, and I'd love to help you. I'd love to serve you. That's what we're here to do. And so with that being said, y'all, I really appreciate anyone that took the time to listen to this. And we'll put it out there, and we're right here to help you with your horses, with your businesses. And because I think horses are one of the greatest vehicles to help us become the version of ourselves that we're meant to be. The horses has been the vehicle, has been the being that has allowed me to tap into becoming the best man that I can be. And the horses help prepare me to be a better father, to be a better husband, to be better at business. And I'm so thankful for the horse. And without the horse, we wouldn't have the lifestyle. I wouldn't have met my wife. I wouldn't have my kids. We wouldn't have this ranch. I wouldn't have met many of you guys if it wasn't for the horse, and it wasn't for God putting that passion and that purpose in my life for the horse. And the horse is the common bond that brings so many of us together as horse professionals. And I look forward to, all the obstacles and opportunities that are ahead to help other professionals get your businesses working better, to have better ways to work with your clients, to work with your students, to work with, managing your business and your finances and your time, and all those things that on the surface are not super sexy, but they are the keys. The systems are the keys that allow us to serve and focus on what truly matters in life. And so I look forward to what is ahead. There's going to be many obstacles. There's going to be cool opportunities, and I look forward to that. And so we'll go ahead and wrap this up, y'all. I really appreciate you being here. I'm grateful for you to be a part of the community, and we'll see you next time.